Well, good afternoon. This is Hound Dog Steve wishing you a very pleasant afternoon. And actually this is a seed saving video, but I just thought I'd give a quick view of my herb garden and just what an incredible pollinator garden this is. You can see the activity. I've even got honeybees there this year, but these smaller bees are mason bees, and you can see how much activity there is there. Absolutely incredible. And this is how you keep your plants pollinated. You plant plants that attract pollinators. These mason bees are actually incredible because they're solitary bees essentially, but they lay their eggs inside of grubs on your plants, and that egg will hatch and kill the grubs, so they are incredibly beneficial. So you want to have them in your garden helping out all the time, and this is how you do it, by creating a pollinator garden. Anyway, let's go off and check the onions, and like I say, just look at the activity. You wouldn't think that you could get pollen out of these flowers. This here is oregano, and this here is catmint, and there you go. Nice to see some honeybees. Very nice indeed. Anyway, as this is about seed saving and storage, let's go over and take a look at the onions and the seeds that I've taken down so far. So here we are, middle of August, and I think it's just about time to pull these onions and let them dry out. So I'll be transporting those to the sun porch. Okay, so once you pick them like this, you can see there's a little bit of soil on the bottom there. What I do is I just give them a little wash before they go into the drying area, and it just gets rid of all of that loose soil, so they'll dry it nice and clean. And there you go, all the onions are out. The bed is turned over. I'll be adding some manure. That's the last of my spring manure is going to go into here, and I believe this is the bed. I am going to get some some hay bales, and I'm going to turn them on their sides so it will rise up probably about 9 inches out of the bed, and I'm going to let that sit all winter to get waterlogged. And I'm going to try this idea that just they plant in the end of the hay bales, and it'll just break down into soil. And as I'm continually trying to make soil for my raised beds, because all of that wood under this hugelkultur is every year it breaks down a little bit, and I'm hoping that I should end up with, you know, like 2 or 3 feet of really good quality topsoil in these beds. And then as I replace the outer boards, I will reload them with the slabs and create another hugelkultur bed. Anyway, I've been very satisfied with the production of these beds. They sure do kick out a lot of food. Just a quick little stop in here, and I don't know whether you can see how these grapes here have just started to change colour. And they are the most beautiful grapes. Oh my god, I am completely addicted. I'm hoping that these are going to be a little larger next year, but that is a nice, sweet, seedless grape. This is wine quality grapes here, folks. So I'm very, very pleased with the outcome. Now this is only the 2nd year, and I'm sure it's going to get just better from here on in. Now, I don't know if you recall, but I had some blossom end rot on these tomatoes. Here's one right here, is another blossom end rot, but the new ones, since I've fertilized, nice and clean. Look at that. Nothing on the bottom. So, that's what it is. And you can see in there one starting to ripen up, and the bottom is just fine. So that's what it is. Back off on the watering and fertilize. Add some calcium to get rid of blossom end rot. I can't believe how handy this sun porch is for drying and starting seedlings. It's like having a second greenhouse. Anyway, with all these screen windows on the front, I can leave those open, and these onions will cure out here in no time at all. But I would say that is a pretty good haul of onions. I bet you there's about 50 or 60 pounds of onions there. And I think I'm going to try and braid them this year. When I braided my garlic, well, the garlic from last year is still good, and I believe it's the braiding that made the difference. Anyway, as I say, you wash your onions. You've got to put them in a warm, dry, ventilated area. One of the big things about drying your crops is making sure that you don't get mold. And it is so easy. Mold can form almost overnight, it seems. So you'll notice how I've kept all of these green bits are still green. Try to keep them apart, and I will come in tomorrow and turn these, and I will turn them for 2 or 3 days until they're dried right out, and I'm confident that nothing is going to rot. Then I'm going to start braiding if I can. If not, they'll be going into burlap bags. Okay, here we are in my sun porch, and as you can see, the onions are drying nicely. They'll soon be ready to braid up. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that crop of onions. But what I wanted to do today was just quickly show you how you finish off collecting the seeds. This is my dill, and that is the cilantro. Okay, so as you see, this is all completely dried out. You can see the seeds on the end, and you just very carefully just rub those between your fingers, and you'll see that those seeds will just come right off, because you don't need the whole plant, you just need the seed. And I can tell you the smell right now is unbelievable. If you like dillweed, oh my god. So it's as simple as that. And when you've done all that, that's what you're left with, and you can see the seeds there. And of course I will finish that. I haven't quite got all of the seeds off there, I'm just showing you how I do it. And then once that is done, I will basically get that off those newspapers and put them into a brown paper bag for storage, marked for next year. And of course the same thing here, you just scrunch these up and you'll see all of the seeds just fall out because they're nice and dry, and you can separate those same way. And don't worry about the little bits of chaff that go in there from the top of the plant. That won't hurt at all. And once you've done that, you are ready for planting next year. And it's as simple as that, folks. Seed saving. Same with these. I will open these pods up. And there you go, there's your dried peas. Ready for planting next year. It is really simple to seed save, and I am encouraging everybody to do a little bit of seed saving this year, because the availability of seeds may not be quite as available as they were last year or the year before. And there you go, all bagged up, ready for next year. It's as simple as that, folks. And as I say, I'd encourage all of you to start doing this. It is so easy. Now just keep those in a cool, dark room, and they'll keep 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Okie dokie. And I don't know if any of you have seen this. This is a very nice little dryer that I bought. So this is a handmade dryer. So I'll put these together. Just a regular screening in there, and they just stack neatly one on top of the other. and you're good to go. And there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 drying racks fit in there, and there's a nice handy little ring at the top. You can hang this outside from a tree and let the wind blow through, and there you go. You can dry all kinds of stuff in there. And drying is a great way to preserve all kinds of food. I think I kind of like drying actually better than jarring, because it really retains that really strong flavour when you dry. I find that when you can stuff, some of that flavour is dampened down a little bit. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and this is Hound Dog Steve signing off with another garden video. We'll talk to you very shortly. You take care now. Bye.